Lancaster Woodturners Weekly Coffee Hour number 279 for Thursday, November 13th. Excuse me for the email overnight that said the 14th. That was my pre-dawn error today. I'm seeing 42 on screen. This is a show and tell morning for whatever anybody wants to show us. I've got some stuff, but I'll hold on to that for later in the hour and leave it all as an invitation for all of you all to show us what you're working on. Or ask questions or bring up some other discussion topic you'd like to bring up. Later in the hour, I'm going to show you my latest magnet gizmo, which is a little fiddle pocket, what do you call them? Fidget, magnetic fidget. It turned out to be surprisingly difficult to make until I figured it out, and then it's easy. Club news, club announcements. What's up with Lancaster? Is Ziegler on here?
Yep. We have our election for vice president and treasurer coming up in our December meeting, and then there's no demonstration, so we'll have show and tell and some refreshments and things like that people bring, and it'll just be kind of a, anything goes.
Do you have nominees for those two offices?
We do. Rick Atkins said that he would continue on as treasurer if the club members will have him, which I'm pretty sure that's a safe bet. And then Curtis Rounds was nominated, I think, by Barry and seconded by Doug or vice versa. And Curtis actually said, okay. So we'll be voting on Curtis as our new vice president.
Very cool.
Yeah,
And did I hear somewhere that Helen Arthur, the British woman who was at the Mid-Atlantic, is returning to Lancaster and the club has a date with her? Is there any truth to that?
I did not hear that.
Anybody know? Well, I guess we'll run that down somewhere else. Ray told me that.
Wouldn't mind making it true, John. Just let us know how to do that.
Yeah, well, I'll follow back up with the fellow who mentioned it to me. Any other local club news? Randy, you're going to be doing pens, I'm thinking, or did you already?
We already did. That was last weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We made a total of 46 pens. One or two of them have to be adjusted, and I have them down in my shop, and I'm going to do that when I can uncover them. And we had a good time. Where is it? We actually at one point ran out of lathes at the Woodcraft.
How many lathes did you have going?
We had 5 lathes going, and all of them were in use.
Well, club members or people off the street? Who was?
No,
turning?
mostly people off the street. The lady and her husband, the lady in blue and her husband, who's beside her, excuse me, came and made a pen, and then they left and went somewhere, and then they came back and made another one. And while we were there, someone came in, turned a pen, and then went out and bought a lathe.
Well, I think that's Woodcraft's angle, all right.
Yes. And so everyone, the turn for the troops is a blast.
Okay, you've got the farm show coming up too, don't you?
And we have the farm show coming up in January. We have not received confirmation yet that that's going to be available. They don't normally find out what their status is with the spacing until about the beginning of December. And that's really too late for us to start planning that. So we're going to start planning it now. Sign-up sheets already went out to our club members. This year, we are doing 3 time slots per day. There's one in the morning, one that covers each one is about 3 hours long. You can sign up for multiple ones, like you could sign up to come in for the noon one and then stay for the evening. But some people were saying that it was just too long of a period of time. And it's a lot of fun though. The farm show is a great place. We just have a blast there.
Do you have to be a member of Susquehanna Club to participate in that?
No, about just after Thanksgiving, we're going to send out emails to all the local clubs, inviting them to ask their members if they want to participate. Now, if you participate, there is a benefit. Parking at the farm show is $15. And if you want to come and help, you will get a parking pass. But you have to put your name and postal address on the sign-up sheet underneath. And then we will figure out and and have parking passes sent out.
Give
Now,
us
the
the
thing,
dates. Give us the dates. That's in Harrisburg and when? January?
that is in Harrisburg at the Farm Show Arena. It is from January 7th to the 13th.
All right.
And it's a real fun experience. The kids are just fascinated, and we make mostly tops. I make pens. Some people make small bowls. They kind of frown on people doing a lot of sanding because it creates fine sanding dust. But we do a lot of fun. We make little mushrooms and Christmas trees and tops and all kinds of stuff like that.
Cool.
Randy, just second thing, that parking pass is the only charge for the farm show. So if you end up bringing a wife or somebody or who wants to stick around as well and wander around the farm show, you take multiple people under that pass too.
Yes.
Okay.
You can bring your wife and of course she can help turn too.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Any other club stuff?
Okay.
Yeah, John, I have something.
Go for it.
First of all, though, it's kind of fun because I did participate in that farm show last year, and the only feedback I'd give Randy is if you do get that free parking pass, you may still have a 20-minute walk to get yourself into the facility. So bring your equipment on wheels is a really big help. I know really long walk getting in, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun thing to do.
Bruce, if you're persuasive, you can come in at the other end of the farm show.
Well,
at the McClay Street, pull in there, tell the guy, whoever's manning the station there, that you're dropping something off. They will let you park right in the front for a few minutes while you unload.
okay.
And so that will save you a lot of time and aggravation.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
And then, okay.
Yeah. I had a whole completely different topic. As most of you know, I kind of try and scour the U.S. for great demonstrators and people we can come into the club. And yesterday I learned that Pat Carroll is moving to the U.S. I don't know if, and most of you know his work or not, but he's going to be moving to North Carolina and is available to do in-house demonstrations and such. So I booked him. Do everyone know his work? I could show quickly some of what he does if that's not known.
Do it. Do it.
Where's he from?
The UK,
Ireland.
but he's going to, I'm sorry?
Ireland.
Ireland, okay. But he's going to be located in North Carolina. It's where actually, this is, do you have that now?
Yeah, we got
Yep.
the gallery. Yeah, we see about 9 pictures.
Yeah, he does a tremendous amount of work. He does a lot of piercing and such. He also does just about anything. And I've arranged that he's going to spend a day with us on one-on-one time, as well as do a demonstration at night. And he is booked with us for May 13th. And I promised him if there were other clubs in the area that wanted to come in on this, we could perhaps share travel expenses from North Carolina, not from Ireland, and get him to gather his troops around. But we're booked on the 13th. If there's others that want to be close to that date, that would be great for us and for you. If not, you can still reach out to him individually. I'll put his contact information in the share, but in the chat. But I we're really excited that we're going to have him for a day.
Well, could you arrange a guest star appearance on Coffee Hour, maybe?
I can talk to him about that, sure.
We don't pay, But we give you the video. We give you a nice video that you can do with what you want. You know.
I don't know exactly when he's physically moving, so that will be, you know, part of the issue there. But I'll certainly breach that with him. That's fine.
Cool. You can do it next spring. I mean, when all of that stuff, and he doesn't have to be here. He can be anywhere.
That's
But
correct. And he
if he's
does
with,
IRDs now from where he is. So question of whether we do it now or then. But as I said, I'll put his information in the chat, and we'll see where we go with that.
well, if he's at your place on a Thursday morning, you could be the interview. You could be the you know.
May
host,
13th. May
interviewer.
13th is a Wednesday, so
Yes,
that
it would be a Wednesday, all day Wednesday. Yeah. You'll probably
Okay.
have to go back on the 14th or go to one of you. And I think I hope others grab on this, because I think it's a big thing. And there's not often that we get people of his stature that can come in and spend time with us like that. So I'm really excited to do that. And I'm glad that now we have a facility that we're in Woodcraft, where we've got up to 8 lathes that we can have people in there and spend serious time with them. So it's great.
Bruce,
Right.
I'll pass that information on to our club on Saturday morning. That would put us on the 16th of May, which would be a couple days later. So that's a possibility. That might work.
Okay, that might work. All right. As I said, I'll put it all in the chat, and just let him know I sent them to you, because I promised him I'd do that.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hi, the Nittany Valley Woodturners are going to have an event this weekend. We are participating in the winter market at Discovery Space in State College. It's 1224 North Atherton Street in State College, if anybody's around. And it's Saturday and Sunday, November 15th and 16th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This year, we decided as a club to do something a little bit different. What we did is, before we used to just have everybody bring in their stuff and sell individually, but this time I just asked for volunteers or donations, and we got 99 items donated to the club to sell at the market. So all proceeds, well, part of it will go to the Rivet because they're selling it for us, and the rest of it goes to our club. So it's going to be a little money-making thing. People are going to be able to get some of their turnings out into the public so they can see it. So it's going to be a little different event, but 99 items was pretty good. I think there was almost 10 people who put in the donations.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Questions? Okay. I'm going to go to the hands. Ray Simmons, haven't heard from you in a while. What's up with you?
Thanks, John. Couple weeks ago, somebody was talking about doing some piercing, and then just the discussion always comes up about, well, how do you clean that up? And then it reminded me that I've had some stuff that I used over the years, and I just want to share that, what's available for the guys that don't know. And this is kind of new. It's been out a couple of years, but you
Pull
go
it
on,
back closer to your face so we can see more of it. There, good.
you go on Amazon. This is called sanding twigs. There's about 7 colors, and all it is they take that foam board and take the colors, and they cut it in these little strips like a twig. So they're throwaway. They bend, so you can bend it and get down in places. So you don't have
Brace of both sides on that, or just one?
both sides on this. Let me get this up here.
Cool.
And this has 7 colors. So it's pretty cheap. It's a good way to go. I got there because a number of years ago, we didn't get together like this, obviously, and I needed to do some repairs on some work. And you know, that you go out and you look at the wood turning stuff, and you always get wood turning answers. So what I did is I contacted a company that does musical instrument repair, and they fixed violins. And the guy gave me a little lesson on you know, they may get an instrument in where the surface has been dinged a little bit, and they headed me to Micromesh. Well, if you're not familiar with Micromesh, it has a ton of colors, and it gets to where you can sand to the point where it's like, I mean, you can sand it and polish it. You don't see any marks. It's really nice to work with. But the difference that they make is they make a very similar product, and this is more foamy. Get up here. Bendable, but you can get this down in places. Now, the thing about this is the cost on this is a little bit more because one thing that they have a lot of colors when you buy a pack of it. It lasts, you can wash it, but what it is putting sandpaper around the dowel and doing some of this stuff. That's fine for some stuff, but if you're doing a real fine piece, you can't just go in if it's already been finished like an instrument surface. You got to get in there and finish it like they finished it the first time. And then what I find is really good is at the our symposium, there's a guy that shows up, if you remember, back in the corner, that sells carving stuff. He sells these. These are sanding sticks, and these are a little bit stiffer, but they come in grits. Where the heck are we here? So you can go and you can get these in grits. This is a 240. So for a couple $, you can get a whole bunch of these. And one thing about these is they're shaped. They come to a point. And what happens is you can also cut these. These are just foam. One side of this is a little foamier than the other side. But what I find is that, you see a lot of guys go, well, I wrap sandpaper around this and I sand. And what that does, it leaves marks all over the place. And when you get down to this, so you can have some of these laying around, you can reach in, and like this has got a nice point on it. And some of this stuff goes right up to finish grade. So, and these bend too.
Ray, the other ones that you said had multiple colors, does that mean they have multiple grits as well?
Multiple grits. They have,
Okay.
This is,
Yep.
that's the grits that's available with Micromesh. And Micromesh has, you can get sheets, you can get little squares, you can get the sanding sticks. Okay, that's it.
All right. More questions for Ray?
Those
I'd
things
like
last
to,
a long, long time because you can wet sand with them. They last a long, long time, so
Yeah,
they're
they do.
inexpensive.
if, I'd like to say if you have access to both sides of the pierced thing, like an open bowl or something, where you can have one hand inside it, the sanding cord, typically it's about 3/32 to an 1/8 inch in diameter, and it's grit all the way around. You have to pull it from both ends back and forth, kind of like a hacksaw. But it is very flexible, so you do have to keep it under tension. And I think it's only available as fine as maybe 280. Amazon carries it.
It's called sanding cord. Yeah?
Yes, I
Okay.
have it in like 3 grits, and it is not durable if you're putting it, like if you're bearing down and you're trying to remove a lot of material. But for cleaning up piercings, if you get the finest grit, it'll last a while. But it's not a durable grit, but it does have it's grit all the way around and easily controlled.
Okay.
I got a question about the Micromesh. I like to use it dry, but a lot of people like to use it wet. What's everybody think about that?
I think it get better. The thing with wet, it makes a slurry. So when you get it wet, now you're taking the sanding material and it's lubricated. So you may find the finishes a little bit nicer. On acrylic, it's the only way to go is to wet it.
Wet with water or wet with finished material?
You can wet it with water.
I think by the time you get to the higher grits that I really don't see a need for having the water. I don't know. I've been having pretty good luck without it. It's dry.
Try it. One of the things to try is take a light, set a light off to the side so you get a reflection, and sand half of it. And what you'll see is where you sand to, you'll always see a line when you sand. And you'll see that when it's really good, what you'll get is when you get the reflection of the light, if it's not really good, it looks kind of broken up. And a lot of people think, well, I see the reflection of light, that's pretty good. When you get it good, reflection of light makes a straight line on your surface. And you may not have done anything more than put a couple drops on, but you'll see the difference.
Okay, good advice. I always put polish on after, especially with acrylic. So
yeah,
maybe
well, I do that with acrylic too. But what happens is, when you start, the thing about polish, you put polish on, polish comes off. So if you start at the point where this is really cool, and then protect it with the polish, you're taking it, when you put the polish on, you're taking it up to another level. And put a magnifying glass on it, and it'll convince you.
Okay.
I've used the Micromesh occasionally. I always use it dry and only on wood, but on small bowls that are too hard to buff the inside with a bowl buff, I found, like a ring bowl, something up to maybe 4 inches or so. You go through those grits literally just by wiping the inside once with each grit. It's so fast. It's like you wipe it around, get the next one, wipe it around, and when you finish, you could have the same surface you'd get by buffing it on the Beal system up to white diamond.
You guys are bringing up an interesting point about this use of water or not water, or dry sanding or wet sanding. My question is, what's the role of the water itself? I mean, does it make a slurry? Or does it just carry the dust away, or is it better or like a polish? Because if it's water you're talking about, you could actually use any lubricant you wanted, to be honest.
Well, you can, but when you're using the Micromesh, one thing about Micromesh, it's reusable. So if you're using like on acrylic and you bring up a slurry, you can take your Micromesh when you're done and wash it off. Because what that'll do is, say you're doing it on acrylic with water, that some of that stuff will dry. You can wipe that with a damp cloth to clean it off, and then when you're done, you can just wash your Micromesh and wash off your acrylic, and you've got a really nice finish.
So a fine slurry would not be unlike, the old practice of just taking some shavings as your final polish, some of the shavings from your turning, and using that as the final polish on the sanding. So what you're really doing is just using the wood to polish itself. Is that a fair?
No, I don't think it's quite the same thing.
I don't know the answer.
I know when you bring up the shavings and stuff like that, a lot of times that's done to burnish it, because you're using the same material that's been cut. I just have to talk for the best finish. I've used a Micromesh on the acrylic, and I found nothing else like it.
If you were in raw wood, I mean, just fresh turned wood, couldn't you use oil? Since if you want to put oil on, like Mahoney's, couldn't you use Micromesh and oil, and wouldn't it achieve two purposes? Put oil in the wood and finish out the surface nicely.
It would ruin your Micromesh, so it's be an expensive process.
No, I would do that with Abranet.
Okay, well then maybe I'm not referring to the right product.
I do it either with Abranet or Scotch-Brite, and
right. That's what I'm thinking of, John.
Yeah, you're making a slurry of whatever you're taking off the wood and the oil, and presumably it's going into the pores and cracks in the wood. I used to believe that was all true. I'm not sure it is, but it's a good place to begin, I think.
I think if you used Abralon and use the pads, if you want to do that, use pads and rather than Abranet.
What would be the difference, Ray?
Well, the Abranet has holes in it.
Yeah.
So what it does is it carries everything in the what doesn't fall off, it's still carrying around. And then when you use the Abralon, it's totally foam backed, and you're not carrying all that junk around.
Okay.
Because Abranet was originally, the whole idea of the Abranet was for stuff like green wood loves Abranet. But once you go over the dry stuff and then run Abralon, it works. I think it works better.
Okay. I usually stop with Abranet and I'm done, but I'm not after the kind of high polish that you achieve either. I might like to be able to do that someday.
One of the things about Micromesh, if you're looking for an actual glass smooth finish, and with any sandpaper, wipe down your object between grits.
Oh, you have to do that.
Because nothing is worse than getting one particle of 80 grit when you're sanding 400. Excuse me, when you're sanding 400 grit.
What do you use to do that?
I did, and I.
No. What do you use? I use a shop towel, one of those cheapo shop towels that comes out of a box, non-woven.
Yeah, I use a little bit of either, if it's wood, I use DNA to wipe the piece down, and the sandpaper too, unless I'm going to throw the sandpaper away. And if it's acrylic, then I use water.
Okay.
And I wipe the Micromesh.
One of the things I've used is, like Mike had mentioned, for doing a bowl where you can't get a buff inside, is a product from Mirka. It's called Mirlon Total, and it's a mesh, a non-woven mesh, and it comes in, I've got fine and very fine. And after I'm done with my sandpaper, I use this Mirlon Total and just bunch it up and stuff it in there, and it polishes the wood itself really, really nicely. It lasts a long time too, but it's a non-woven mesh, and it's I watched it at a symposium where a guy was doing a demonstration, and he said he only ever sands up to 320 and switches to Mirlon Total, and he ends up with about a 1,000 grit finish on wood, and it makes the plain wood looks really, really nice.
Huh. Okay. Good topic. Anybody else?
Sometime it would be nice to have a whole session related to how you go to your final finish. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of ideas here.
Yeah, it's good.
Which ones work for what is the question. So
you have to try it and find out.
yeah, I only have so much time.
Okay, thank you very much, all, on that one. That's a good topic. Duxbury.
I could throw in another one. I do flat work, and I have a lot of things nobody's ever seen. Some work, some don't. But I have a 1-inch 80 grit sanding belt, 111 inches long, that fits on my bandsaw. And I have another one that's 3/4 inch. I think it's 100 grit that fits on there. It sands up a storm. Really works nice. Anyway, speaking of flat work, I do I have drop offs. This was a drop off of a bunch of pieces glued up. I don't even remember what I did. It was like 6 or 8 years ago. But I flattened them and glued them together and made a bowl out of them. And then I staggered them when I put them together rather than make them line up. Anyway, there's a couple of those. This makes it interesting. It was either that or the burn pile.
That's a nice little piece.
Yeah, it worked out good. I think did I show my oval peppermill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I was making another one. Some things I make don't work. Anyway, this was going to be oval on this end, and it tapered to an oval on this end, and at 90 degrees. But the centers aren't right. I learned a lot from this piece, but I do these out of, this is 2 pieces of 2x4 glued together. So you can try it and see what happens, and then burn it. I made square rings and round rings, Where's that thing? This damn camera. If you look out your window, you're gonna see this camera go by.
Bring it closer to your face, I think, and just hold still for a second. Let the camera find you.
Okay. Anyway, I make round rings and square rings.
No, the camera's not finding you. What do you? What do we do?
Turn off your camera and turn it back on.
Yeah, you just click the camera icon and click it again.
Turn on a different camera.
A little video. No, just okay. Now go back. Yeah, there you go.
This is a round ring and a square ring. And somebody said it would be better if it had a square shaft under it, so I put a square shaft under it. This is anyway.
Very good.
And I got another one. Let me do a share.
Wait a minute. How did you do that square shaft?
I used I was going to do it on a table saw, but I used it. I did it with a rasp. In fact, I was going to make the end square too, but and you could do that on a table saw, but I just used a rasp. It's quicker.
Should have done it on
And
your
you turn that after you would turn the rings.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a long time ago, I showed turning a book. And I think you can see this.
Yeah.
This is
what this is. Yeah.
This is the chuck I use. It's a 19-inch round plate. And then you put the book in between here and you clamp it up. Here's putting the book in between here. You center it up and clamp it up. And then if this will work, this is fun.
Okay, now we're turning the book. This is a special book. I forget what it is. What was this book?
You're going to get around to your reading.
It's a bad joke.
I think he's throwing away information.
Now, has this book been glued together already? Oh, he can't. His mic is taken over by the video. We'll talk to him after.
That's down to the first level. Pull it up.
Then there's
Well, talk to us for a second. Is that book glued together?
No. This is stage 2. You take that plate out. I'll show this. It wouldn't be as much fun if it was glued together.
Well, okay, you haven't told us why anyone would want to do this yet.
I have no idea.
Oh, you're just getting rid of the 7th edition of Merriam-Webster, right?
He's trying to make a new holy book, folks.
You got it.
Oh.
I do book editing on the side.
Yeah, well, that's like you can re-alphabetize all the letters in a book too, and you find out how many A's there are, but you can't go the other way.
Okay, now we're on stage 3.
Oh, this is the last position. I'll show this.
Turn. And we're going to cut in right here.
There's a metal plate above these pink sheets that have been glued in. There's the metal plate. Or I thought it was. It isn't in this one, I don't think.
And why is that? To give you something to push against?
Yeah, well, no, it's a barrier so the pink layers stand out. Anyway, no, I'll put this here. I'll put this here on. I'll show you what it is.
Where,
So what'd you do?
Having
yeah,
switched
where does this
cameras.
go now? What did you do with, what did you do next?
How did, I thought I stopped the share.
I can do that.
I did stop the share. The
There
thing's
you go.
still running
Now
here.
you're back.
No, you know what? It's my recording.
You're good. You're good. We got you.
So
No, it's my damn recording. I don't know. I stopped this thing.
Well, we see you just
There, I
fine.
got it. I got it.
Your camera's working fine.
Okay. This is the book that I turned here. These are nice. They use them up. These are discarded books. You know, there's newer versions and stuff, so the libraries throw these out. My wife's a librarian, and
So does it still open up like a book, or is it glued
oh
up?
yeah.
Okay, so why are you doing this?
I don't know. The
so
library, the
how'd you
library
get
has one on their shelf. They keep the paper clips in it. But
Hey, how'd you get the pink pages? You just colored them, or did you insert pink pages?
no, you glue the pages in, or you glue the pages in, and then I put a metal plate against this and close the book. So I turn down, and when I hit the metal plate, I leave that pink, and then I step in a ½ inch or something and turn the next level.
Okay.
The last one should be a full pink. That's a full pink sheet on the last one. See? Book editing's a lot of fun. Some of the stuff in these books isn't worth reading anyway. Here's an old. This one's better yet. This is turned from one side and then turned two from the other side. So when you open this up, you can see through the book.
I don't want the nurse who studies that book to treat me, okay?
You don't have to know a lot of this stuff. So anyway, it's just fun to do.
Jeez, you need some junk wood, I think.
See, it says discard on it. They throw these out. They throw away a ton of books. You know, there's newer ones come out. So
Is that it from you, or you still going to go?
that's it. I'm all
All
set.
right. Any questions for Duxbury?
That's like, you misunderstood the expression, turn the page.
You got it.
Oh,
Okay,
Okay.
Barry, you get one.
Oh, and green books don't turn any different than the other color books. No, you know.
So if the book is full of dry wit, it doesn't matter.
No advantages to turn them green.
Jim, you ought to soak the book for a day and just let it all get wet and then dry it out and see how it turns.
I got a lot of things.
Normally we turn trees and not leaves.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. I'm going to go to Dawn now. Dawn's going to show us something. We get more to do with wood turning, you jokesters. Good morning, Dawn.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, last week I mentioned the Wizardry in Wood exhibition in London and asked if you'd like to see some photographs from it, which was sent to me. I don't know who they are, who made them, but I'll just go into share and show the photos.
This is the annual Wembley show, isn't it?
No, this one is in the middle of London.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah. As I say, I have no idea who made them, but they're just photographs that have been sent to me of the piece. That's one of the pieces.
Okay, next.
Well, that's not working.
Oh, there's a little diamond or caret over somewhere on the edge of your screen, or else the arrow key. Try the try the right arrow.
I'm going to come out a minute. I think I've done that wrong. Bear with me.
Yeah,
Sure.
you need to open it to that page before you go in, Don. You're the expert.
Yeah, Don knows how to do this.
No.
Still not come up, has it?
We're seeing the ball, the black ball with the
Yeah, black ball with that's the first
with the
picture.
rim, yeah.
Stop share again. One more try.
Okay.
If not, I'll go back in and re-sort it out. No. Okay, go to someone else, John. I'll come out of this and I'll do it again.
All right. Mr.
Please
Ziegler,
hold
do you
on.
want your hand up? What do you want to show us?
Oh, just quickly. I bought a bunch of box elder down at Groff and Groff's. They were really inexpensive blanks. So I thought it would be interesting to practice with them. So I made a tiny bowl that had some pretty grain.
Very nice. Now, you know that's not going to stay red.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, Angelo came over a few weeks ago, and I think I had it on the lathe, and he says, I don't like box elder. You can't sand it. It's just a pain. And I discovered he's pretty much correct. So I have a whole bunch of box elder blanks that I can now try all the different sanding techniques that you folks talked about earlier.
Okay.
So that was it.
Okay.
Okay, I can try again.
Give it another try, Don. And I've got some stuff to show you after you burn out too.
There we go. Right, that's the first one.
Yeah. That looks like that fellow Fiorini that we've been having on here a few times.
George Perini, yeah.
I'm not sure it is.
No, I've no idea. As I say, they are just photographs sent without any names on.
I wouldn't want to guess that then.
And all it's got on the person who's looking at it is exhibitor on his name tag. No name.
Yeah.
There's a painted
Bin folk on a piece.
Yeah, with I think this must be a mirror showing reflection of those pieces with the Chinese ball, and
I don't think so. How would that work? Because it's not happening on the lower shelf. Where's the mirror?
Well, I think the mirror's down this side because if you look, although when you look at it, it makes you wonder because that goblet there is black and it's black over this side.
Yeah, and then this one's black and this one's red.
It may not be.
Might not be. It might be two sets.
Yeah, it could be 3 sets of bowls there, but it's very difficult to say.
Somebody who's heavy into it. I mean, the ivory ball down here looks like it's 7 balls or something like that.
And that's the Chinese ball.
Yeah. And then the sphere, the nut bowls or whatever they are here, I think that looks like a ball stem as well on those.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. More piercing than, yeah.
I mean, I think that's a beautiful piece with the kingfisher.
Now, do you see where the wood turning is in that?
No, this is it. That's why it's called wizardry in wood. It's not all wood turning.
I actually think that is wood turned. I think that's a big flat square with a bowl turned in the middle of it, sawn in half, glued together, and sawn into bits and glued together.
Yeah, it is.
It could well be. As I say, John, I have no idea. I've only got the photos.
Is that Margaret Gerard?
It's
We
as
just
you
don't know.
see what you see.
Yeah,
Like a decent breach. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I think that's a bit of Jim Duxbury's type of work, isn't it?
I made one of those. By mistake. No.
No, it doesn't work. I was trying to make it bigger, but I can't
That's
find
okay.
it out yet.
You won't be able to. Yeah.
John, down at the bottom, I think you might go
Oh,
to
yeah.
it and pull the, yeah, there you can do it, or use the slider down on your right corner.
Except that's 25%. Let's try 50%.
See?
Then I can scroll it up and down.
Right.
Yeah. They look to be like pencil holders, quite a number of them.
Yeah. And those are turned. That's a lot of turning.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a wizardry and wood show, but somebody sent you the turning pictures, is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, these are all the pictures actually from that show.
Hey, those are not pens, those are matchsticks.
Well, yeah, they could be matchsticks.
Fire
Jim,
starting, fire starters like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The big
Yeah.
long ones.
Yeah. Well, there's an interesting piece.
It is, isn't it? Turned?
Turned green, obviously.
I would think so, yes.
Can't read the writing there, and you kind of, yeah. Huh.
No, that's these are all taken with people's iPhones, you know, the phones.
Sure. Sure.
There's another piece there.
Back to that previous one in question. If you want to turn it that thin to start with, would you want green wood or could you turn really dry wood that thin? I'm not a turner of that skill set.
You could turn, I have turned something as thin as that on wet wood. Whether you might have trouble with dry wood, I'm not sure, you know, fully cured.
You can
Depends
tell
on
from
the
the warpage that it's wet wood. Yeah.
Yeah, but depends on the wood.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's wet because of the way that it's distorted. When you look at
Yeah.
the circles, they're not completely round
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
How
I
would you
think
keep, how
I
would
think
you keep that from cracking?
I think that's one
Well,
of the
if it's that thin, it shouldn't crack.
You go thin enough all the way around, and even with the pith in, but if the pith is out especially, but if even with the pith in, if you go under a quarter of an inch, it probably won't crack.
Yeah. Well, this I would think's down about 2 or 3 mil.
It'll
But
move around, but it won't
Yeah.
crack.
the wet
2 or 3 mil, 1/16 of an inch.
doesn't greenwood give you a little bit better control than
Eight.
dry wood does for that?
I would think, yeah, you get your
Yeah.
hand right behind it in a supple way, it feels good.
There's another lot of large vessels, and I don't know what the picture is at the back, but it looks like a vice and some pictures.
Back box of shavings kind of looks like
Mhm.
Yeah.
from one of these kind of turnings or something, yeah. Well, those are
But as I say, I thought I'd just show you them as they were from an exhibition over here,
those
because
are
you have
interesting.
lots of exhibitions over there, don't you?
We don't quite have exhibitions like you do.
Right.
We tend to have an exhibition where, like at our events, the most common thing is an instant gallery. Everybody who brings something gets to display it, and then there
Yeah.
might be jurying or prizes during it. You guys tend to judge it first and only put the winners in.
Yeah, that's what I think they do.
Very
Each
brief.
one-
But
Each one
this-
of those stripes is 5 pieces. You know, that's not just a stripe of some colored wood. It's 5 little pieces.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
quite lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some
Would
little wee goombas over there on the same slide that look interesting too, tops and
Yeah.
things like that.
Would the Philly Art Museum or whatever that wooden art, would that be the equivalent, our US equivalent to this kind of thing?
No,
No?
no, it's got a different situation altogether. It's being run like an really an art institution, and it has a permanent collection upstairs.
Okay.
I don't know if they're acquiring for that collection anymore. I think they probably are, but at a low level.
Yeah. Well, this runs from Saturday to Saturday. I'll just go back and see if there's any of the others that we can enlarge to show you better.
Yeah.
There's that one.
See, that one's quite tricky the way it's handled at the join.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pity you didn't get the, I think it might look better if these rings or these lines were intersection, but I suppose the way it's put together, that's impossible.
Yeah, and I also suspect that when it was round, the hardened, the black and white inserts are harder than the surrounding wood. Very hard to get that to sand correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that brass tacks in that, or is that pegs? Can you go back, please?
Go back.
Yeah,
I was wondering that too.
where they join together, the offset. Is that brass in there, or is it wood?
No, that's all wood.
Those little pins there.
Yeah.
See the little pins? Those are probably, those look like they
Oh,
probably are
here.
little. There's a piece of brass in there, or a piece of something. See the shine? That's metal.
Here. Around here.
No, that's just the finish, John. Is that metal? I don't.
That's a piece
No,
of metal.
because it's got
It's all
layers.
wood.
It's plywood. Look at the.
Okay, well, it has a reflection, but those little pins, those look like those are little pins. Those are little nail heads.
Down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
See them on the
Yeah.
block on the other side as well.
Yes, you can see them out there, right up at the corner there on the other side, on the outside. Over
Yeah.
Turn it around. Let's
there.
look at the other side.
It'd be
Yeah.
tough nailing those pins in from the inside. I don't know how they did that.
You got it. Pneumatic nailer. Huh?
I think that would be done before the next piece comes on. I think that would be
I
that would
got
be
you.
done. That would be done before the
Yeah.
round part was
rejoining.
added to it.
See, sequencing would be critical for this piece. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, and easy to get it wrong.
Yeah. So that, I was just going to enlarge that one and see if that gave us any better. There you are. That's
Don,
better.
where was one of yours? Yeah, I didn't see one of yours in there.
I mean, there's those 3 bowls.
Yeah, that's not a mirror, or the type would be all wrong on the sign.
So there we are. That's
Okay.
oh, that was the Chinese one. Again, just very quickly enlarge it. Now I found out how to do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's very nice. Very nice.
Well, that was in its own right. And then this one, I'll just enlarge this a bit so you get a better view of it.
Very complex, that one. A lot going on.
There's the finial. And then the globe with a skirt, shall we say?
We don't know if that opens, but I suspect it does.
I think it does, yeah. But as I say, John, they are just the photos that were sent to me from
Yeah. No, I
some
understand.
of the club members who went up there, and I asked them if they'd take some photographs, and that's what we've done. So hopefully that's just showing you some of the stuff that's made over here by different people.
All right.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Doug, you going to show something today?
Well, sure. I just wanted to. My wife or my daughter came around. She wanted to find her old rolling pin, and I couldn't find it in the house. So what I did is actually got a piece of curly maple, and it turned out rather nicely. Is that showing all right with the?
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
So it's just I took my wife's grandmother's rolling pin and just made a duplicate of it. It's, half an hour's worth of work. It took a lot more effort just because of it. Spalted maple isn't exactly or the tiger maple isn't exactly the easiest thing. It still wants a cut out of it, so I had to take a rough turning of it. But there's no finish on it. It's all just.
What's the diameter? What's the diameter?
2.5 inches.
Okay.
2.5
Straight
inches.
off the skew?
Pardon? All skew.
Straight
Yeah,
off the
sure.
skew?
Yep. Well, no, I'm sorry. This polish is, I got it, so when I was off the skew, I was about, I had to do a little bit more than that because of the chipping out that was occurring. So no, I didn't get it off the skew. I polished it down, and then that's a BO polish. But I have had some luck getting it a good finish off the skew with it. It depends on the wood. Anyway, it's just something I just thought, well, I need something to hit something with. No. Rolling pin.
Is
Good
the handles
practice piece.
Sorry?
A good practice piece.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question about the finish. I think a rolling pin, isn't there like a rule of thumb you shouldn't go over like 220 or something? I heard something about that once and I didn't know if that's true or not.
Let me put it this way. If you want to take it down to 220, I'll put it back on the lathe and repolish it. I haven't heard that either, to be honest. I think 220 was because 250 years ago when these were made, that's the best you could do.
I think it has to do with how it holds flour.
Does it?
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I heard too.
I'll come back at you now. I'll find out for you.
Yeah, the baker's going to tell you.
The baker's going to tell me, and I'll tell her if it doesn't hold flour, put it in water and let the fibers stand up because they didn't water this or anything like that. So anyway,
You could always go back and hit it with 220, and there you'd be.
I'll give her a piece of 220 sandpaper to go with it.
Doug, Doug, two questions. One is, why didn't you make her a French roller pin, a French rolling?
Oh, because it was a duplicate of my wife's grandmother's pin, rolling pin.
Okay, that leads me to the second question. So your grandmother's had solid handles on that she had a roll in her hand as she rolled it.
Yes.
My mom's had a metal rod through, and when you rolled it, it rolled without turning the handles. The only problem was it got really worn, and over the years it got what we call really woogity. I don't know, wonder where it ever got to. But
well, this is going to be. I'm going to make this one comment. Then is that this with the polish on the outside on the ends here.
Yeah.
That makes it so it just really roll. It's almost like it has a metal down the middle anyway. You don't really have. I mean, this just runs very, very smoothly in your hands.
Good.
Anyway,
from the food point of view, it's much healthier because with the old rod going through the middle, you have to make certain that's nice and clean. Otherwise, you're picking up crap on between the handles and the rolling pin.
All kinds of
the solid one's far better.
That probably explains lots of things for me. So.
Anybody else on rolling pins? Okay, I'm going to take the last minute here and going to show you just very quickly. I think I can. First, I got to adjust my background by turning it off. And then I got to change my camera to this camera. Yeah. I've been making these little fidgets. These are going to be my last year I made whistles. This year I'm making fidgets. And of course, there's 3 magnets involved, and they're like washers, ring magnets. So this is a drilling exercise, a drilling and gluing exercise. You've got to make a block like this. So you drill this big hole. This has to be half of the thickness of the magnet roughly, because you got to catch it. You're really working off centers. You got to catch the magnet in there so it's right tight. So this is 3/4 inch. And then the center bore is 3/8 of an inch. So I glue these up with epoxy, and when that's done, they look like this. And then I can turn them on the lathe. I'll have one of these. This is the stub from a shaft, because you got to turn the shafts as well. I'll have this in a chuck, and I can get it jammed on there, and I can bring one of these up over here. And I can turn both sides of that and get a pretty good, and turn that bead pretty well. So I can turn a bead or a globe or anything that way with these things. And then if they're going to be square, I just go to the disc sander and clean them up with the disc sander and then hand sand them. But I'm not saying, I'm listening to you guys with 1200 grit. I'm not going anywhere near that. So there's 7 pieces of wood in this little fidget. So and plus there's $6 worth of magnets in it. So it's not a commercial product, but everybody I've handed one to has enjoyed having it in their hands. So right now my current experiment is to make different sized ones, and they can go two squares in a ball or 2 balls in a square, and like that. And this one spins as well, and this is little bit of applied magnetism. So that's my demo for the morning.
That's kind of neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you come up with that one?
When I was a kid, I had ring magnets for some reason, old ferrite magnets, and I remember them bouncing on a pencil up and down, and I always thought that it was kind of fascinating, and it kind of stuck with me. And I've been playing with magnets for a long time, so I made one of these a couple of weeks ago, just to see how many magnets, what that was like. This was pretty tight. This one here is pretty hard, very tight spring. And I made one of these to see, okay, do I need 4 magnets or 5 magnets, or what's the ideal size? And now 3, one movable thing between 2 blocks seems to be pretty good. And nice geometric shapes that are really the same size seems to be most pleasing to the eye. So I got 7 more of them over here in various stages of glue up, and that's because I have 5 grandchildren and they all have partners, and I didn't last year. I was chastised for bringing them all whistles. They made a hell of a racket. These aren't going to make any noise. That's it for Woodturners Coffee Hour for this week, I think. We must be right on the hour.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good
Thanks,
day, everyone.
John. Thanks,
Thank
Don.
you, John.
Enjoyed it.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you all next week.
Bye.
Wood shop. Thank God for wood.